Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. In this video, I've got some crypto airdrop updates for you. As always, just remember, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. And while you're at it, make sure you follow me on all socials and check out my paid services linked down below. Now, the market has not been doing very well. As you can see here over the last week, we are super blood red with the naked equities. The month is not much better, and the year is, pretty abysmal. Some of these ones just look a lot better than they actually are, but the majority of people are down bad, and people have somewhat given up on airdrop farming because of that. But in my opinion, I still think this is highly lucrative. Every month, I share with you guys how much money I've made with my public farming wallet. And you can see here, this is around $2,000 for the month of March. So not bad at all. So keep working, keep grinding. I think it's worth it. And the more people fall off, the more opportunity there is for you, as these are not as heavily diluted. Now, the first update I want to talk to you about is Hyperlane. I've been posting videos about this for about almost a year. This is sort of another airdrop for interoperability, right? So we had the airdrop for layer 0 last summer. Glad to see Hyperlane is finally issuing their token. I do have some instructions, but before we get into that, just so you know, there's going to be 177.7 million Hyper tokens at initial launch. So that's the circulating supply. Total will be about 1 billion. So about 17%, 18% is available. My initial inclination is to dump all of these tokens as always. And, you can see how you did over here. Basically, it did talk a bit about how they filtered out those who were using multi-accounts. The reality is there was a lot of people who put a ton of money in farming it by putting a bunch of terrible transactions or useless transactions, and I think somewhat break even likely, or a little bit better than that if you did that. I'm not expecting something insane here. There are some incredibly bullish price targets here, but I'm expecting more around the 30-cent range for the token, which is sort of what I would be surprised about. If we got any higher. I will include this link to show you sort of eligibility criteria and everything. Was very disappointed because, I was one of those people who had supplied LP. I had done a bunch of different transactions, obviously on purpose. So I wasn't just Sybil farming it, but still, I don't think it ended up being that amazing. It's okay, nothing to write home about though. So with that, here's what you have to do. The first thing is you have until April 14th to register any associated addresses. Right now, it's only EVM, so Ethereum Virtual Machine, and Solana addresses. Those are the only ones you can register. What they've done is if you've interacted with a Cosmos-related ecosystem or address, it will connect it to the EVM or the Solana address that you did it with. That's sort of how they're handling it. So check the website and register all your addresses, right? So you go here, here's an example. When you do, you'll be given the option to pick between Hyper and staked Hyper token, S Hyper. I personally would not recommend S Hyper, even though there is some emission program, because as always, people who end up staking their tokens, they end up looking like Hodor from Game of Thrones, where he's holding back a bunch of price action. I personally would not want that to be me. And then come back on April 22nd at 11 a.m. UTC to claim your tokens. So I got 622 Hyper tokens. It's about maybe $200 to $300 based on my very conservative estimates. Okay. Now, if you have some questions as well here, you can definitely check it out in their FAQ. I will link that as well. On a lighter side of things, there's a much smaller airdrop for Stakestone. Not really remembering how to qualify for this. Some of us use Stone with Manta and some other protocols. All you got to do is enter the website here, claim your token. It is on the BNB chain or the BSC chain. So you will need to have some BNB for gas. I believe it's $1.50 to claim. So if you've got an amount that's smaller than that, it's not even worth it to claim. If you're claiming 50 cents, don't bother. And you can find out how much you'll get by going to Jumper, putting the amount in the STO and sort of, choosing, something like USDT, and you can see the price. So one STO currently is worth 6 cents. So if you got 100, then that's $6.24. Okay. Another update for you guys. This is from Prater. He posted earlier about having to apologize because Linea has given us another bad update. There's two I want to share with you. The first here is they have basically announced another opportunity to earn some daily rewards. Basically, this just means they're trying to milk users even further. This is despite them not making their January or Q1 2025 airdrop deadline. When asked about that in their Discord a few days ago, they said, based on extensive feedback, we realized we needed additional time to coordinate the token generation event. Yes, it took you 18 months. You still need more time. They're prioritizing long-term value. Of course they are. Yes. And sustainability, exciting launch. No, what they want to do is they want markets to be a lot better. So when they launch their token, they have a lot more liquidity to grab when they dump it. At least that's what my thoughts are. Now, this is following even, some other bad news, which is Christopher from the Linea team said today, or on April 2nd, he said, today marks the end of my journey on the Linea team. And this, by the way, is after he had posted this about a month ago, which is, if the airdrop is bad, I will quit in protest and become a Linea community member and rage against the machine. So fortuitous timing, not the best look. We're already sort of not too happy with this. I really hope Linea does not end up being another scroll, right? I hope they end up more like ZK Sync. Another update for you guys. I've talked about this in the past, but there's an update to the Astonic airdrop. So snapshot 1, which was taken about a week and a half ago. Basically, if you own a Bad Kids art NFT, a sloth, a shit on Cosmos staker, I don't like staking, but if you're one of those, you were already qualified. And then also injective stakers and Anubi holders are now qualified as well. So go to the Astonic claim website. And once you've claimed it, it'll tell you you're not eligible. I've already claimed my ATC airdrop on multiple wallets. You connect your Cosmos wallet, and basically it will let you claim if you haven't already. Now, when you're trying to claim it, it's probably going to ask you to get some PLQ token. To do that, you need to go to Osmosis Zone. Once you go to Osmosis Zone, you want to click on Assets. That will bring up this. You then want to deposit whatever asset you have, whether it's Cosmos, Token, Atom, Osmo, Celestia, whatever it may be. You may have to bridge some over using Use Nexus. I will include the link for that. If you were doing this previously, you could have been farming Hyperlane. And then what you'll do is you'll deposit your asset. If it's Atom, you click on this button, you hit deposit. Once you've done that, you click on trade. And then when you hit trade, you can basically, select whatever asset you want, select PLQ, trade it. Once you've done that, you go back to your assets, you look up PLQ, and then you withdraw. And then you have the gas in your wallet to be used to claim the airdrop. As far as I know, you can't swap the ATC token yet, but you might as well claim it because there is a deadline for this. And the final thing I want to talk about is a reminder to make sure you've completed those prompt missions. Make sure, by the way, that you aren't just cheating because the checker doesn't verify, so you can just click the buttons that you did it. I would not want to see people get disqualified for not doing something so obviously easy. So make sure you do that. I've included my referral link and my video guide that I put out 3-ish months ago, which was claimed or basically mentioned by the skill. So early on prompt, I followed your video guide weeks ago. Now everyone's talking about it because now Kaito leaderboards there, so everyone needs to come up with some new posts, so they do that. And just as a reminder, this is what it looks like. You just want to go here and do the community missions, right? So you do all 5 of these, connect your X account and post and follow Wayfinder, post about them and share their video. and then do the wallet missions as well. I did all of them as well. So check it out. You still got some time. I think it's worth it. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this content. Like the video, share the video. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks again for watching. Bye.